I'm pretty sure folk art is going to be one of the next big trends. And so in today's episode, I'm going to be transforming this old chest that I paid £5 for into a folk art inspired piece. So let's get started and take a closer look at this trunk. Although the box is well built, the veneer is coming off, so I want to remove any loose pieces as much as possible and just get back to something sound and stable.
Up in a painted cup, I will pour my love from a cloud above. So bright I can see the lights, taking you up and above the blue sky. Tastes good to be drinking all of the honey sweet brew.
Oh. Well, a lot more veneer came off than I was expecting. It's completely all gone from the front. I checked the rest and it all looks stable, so I think we can move on to painting. To paint this piece, I'm going to be using Ferny paint in the colour Antique White. It's a highly pigmented paint that's going to give me really good coverage. I also want to add in some texture. For that, I'm using Ferny Paint Texture Medium. Texture Medium is an additive that goes into your paint to help you create more texture. It comes in two types, both smooth and chunky, and for today's project, I'm using smooth. I'm going to mix it in this bowl. I'm going to add, to start with, half a tub of paint and a mound of texture medium, and then I'm going to mix that up. You can add more or less depending on what you need for your project and for your paint to apply smoothly.
So bright I can see the lights, taking you up and above the blue sky. Tastes good to be drinking all of the honey sweet brew of ours. Up in a painted cup, right in the sky like a firefly. Like a firefly. I believe to believe is to feel the fire.
I want the front to look like it's got lots of layers of brush strokes on it, so I'm going to break up that smooth finish just by going over it.
I believe to believe is to see how the present comes from dreams. Up in a painted cup, I will paraglide across the sky.
See all the great texture on it.
Shaping a line in the cup of art.
So I want to add a lock plate onto the front of this box just to look a bit more impressive. I found this offcut of plastic. I'm going to use this as the front piece. So you might not have anything like this, but you could use some cardboard or something like that.
So sweet like a honeybee, can buzz around a honey tree. Up in a painted cup, right in the sky like a firefly. Like a firefly. I believe to believe is to feel the fire grow within. I believe to believe is to see how the present comes from dreams. Color in my love, love, love.
First things first, I want to add a border around the edges of this piece just to frame it in. A lot of folk art pieces have a frame around them, but because this has got texture medium on it, the tape won't stick. So I'm going to use a little bit of Ferny Paint Satin Sealer just in those areas, and that's going to dry really quickly and give my tape something to stick to.
Up in a painted cup, I will pour my love from a cloud above.
So adding the sealer has brought through a load of bleed through on the top. I'm going for the antique look, so I'm just going to leave it and work with it.
So bright I can see the lights, taking you up and above the blue sky. Tastes good to be drinking all of the honey sweet brew of ours. Up in a painted cup, right in the sky like a firefly. Like a firefly. I believe to believe is to feel the fire grow within. I believe to believe is to see how the present comes from dreams. Up in a painted cup, I will paraglide across the sky. Let flowers and tiny hearts shaping a line in the cup of ours. So sweet like a honeybee can buzz around a honey tree.
I've got the border all the way around now. I've used this low-tack, inexpensive, cheap masking tape to do this. It has bled through a little bit, but that's all part of the charm. While I've been doing this and waiting for this to dry, I've actually been working on the other side of my room in here that you hardly ever get to see. So this is the room. It doesn't actually look that tidy as it is at the moment, but I am trying on working to get this section more presentable and get through all the projects that are just floating around. Now I want to add another internal border on this in yellow, but I want to add rounded corners onto them. So what I've done is I've marked the inside of my tape in 2 places so that I get a consistent border and round edge all the way around. You'll see what I mean.
If you had a glimpse inside my head, you'd know I'm different than you. What works for you might not work for me, 'cause that's our solid ground. I'll build a life that helps me thrive. I hope you're doing the same.
Start working on the stencil design. I'm going to be using the 81 vintage folk art bird stencil, and I'm going to be using the 2 sizes, the A3 and the A4, and I'm going to be trying to recreate this style bird.
Through my eyes I see different than you. Together we open new worlds. Different eyes lead to new heights, new views. Together we color the world. Discovering self to know how to grow. Genius takes many shades. Truth is we all need to open our minds. Normal doesn't exist. Learn what you need and how you see it. Lean deep in your strength. Through my eyes I see different than you.
While I was working on this project, I actually got a phone call from a magician friend of mine. Hello? Yes? Really? Who said he had a new stage show coming up and he needed a magic box. Which is a far more interesting story to tell you than I thought it was rubbish and sanded it all off. I then wanted to create some statement designs on the box, so I took a dinner plate and drew around it as a circle. I then took some acetate and drew out a pattern so that I could use that time and time again to easily draw a star shape on the box. This was somewhat inspired by some of the folk art designs that I'd seen on Pinterest.
Hey darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car. Leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty with the wind
fill out the design on the top and the sides, I used the glass cloche to create a smaller version of a star.
Hey, darling, you know we're gonna have a really good time. Driving in the middle of the night when the stars are bright.
All that was left to do was to actually start painting the box. For this I'm just using some leftover acrylic paints, some yellow ochre, some purple and some blue.
Pack our bags and get in that car. Leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday, baby, don't you understand? Now we only get one life, I wanna make it count, honey, come on now and take my hand.
I then used Fernie paint in the colour Black Knight to outline all of the details on the box.
Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair.
Once the box was dry, it was time to sand it and distress it, and then I used my new favourite friend, the paint sprayer, to seal the piece up. I'll do a separate video on the paint sprayer and how I'm planning to use it in my business.
We can look back someday, baby, don't you understand? That we only get one life, I wanna make it count, honey, come on now and take my hand. Yeah, we only get one life, I wanna make it count, honey, come on now and take my hand. Hey, darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city light. Hey, darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car. Leave a little note and we'll drive real.
So you almost didn't get a video today because I'm actually not feeling well, but the box is finished and I think it turned out really well. It's, in my area, I'm going to price it up for £95. I think in London it could sell for £185, so I think double the price would be reasonable. I did go over it with some burnt umber watered down to create like an aged effect, so it looked like it'd been around for a while. And I might take the lock piece off and repaint it just so that it's not there. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, whether or not you think that's a bit distracting now that it's got its new style. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 4,000 subscribers. And if there's anyone that you think might be interested in this makeover, please do feel free to share it with them. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next episode.